Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. And we are today going to talk about episode 2 about gemstones. What gemstone, you probably know by the description and the thumbnail, rose quartz. Now, what exactly is rose quartz in any sense? Pretty much what rose quartz is, it's a soft pink gem, of course, that is known just simply for its feminine energy. And how it shows that energy is through love, tenderness, kindness, gentleness, and that type of perspective. It connects deeply with the heart chakra. Now, rose quartz has been known to many for love due to its pink nature, and of course because it's known in a sense of a great mother or maternal energy that it has and creates. And what we're going to talk about are 5 parts, 5 things that simply make it what it is, what it can do in a sense. 5 parts of what it can simply do for a person and growing them the abilities and so on and so forth. And first off, going with number 1. Number 1 simply being that it can bring more loving energy in you. When I say it can bring more loving energy in you, what I simply mean in a sense is some of us have a hard time loving ourselves, and it's important to work upon ourselves and grow upon ourselves and love who we are and harmonize with who we are. And what it does is, because many of us are 2 separate energies, though we are both, it can bring out that feminine energy in many people and help others who are even having just simply a difficulty with love to have more compassion for themselves. Even for me, in my own experience, I keep actually a few with me. When I have a difficulty just with myself and growing who I am, to realize how important it is to love me for me. And number 2, what it can do is simply this. For example, people who are pregnant, or already have children, little babies or toddlers, what you can do is it can be soothing, especially when you're pregnant, to the child, when you put it on your belly. The other thing it can do is you can put it around the child and it can keep them calm and relaxed. It's a warm feeling when it connects to who you are. And for a child, it might come off as very comforting to them, the energy that is from the stone itself and what it's capable of doing. So, number 3, it can help with relationships or creating new relationships. If you are having a difficulty in relationships, sometimes one of the best things to do in a relationship is meditation. Now, on top of doing meditation, you can do a rose quartz meditation, encircling yourself with a few rose quartzes. You can get pieces. I will be soon putting a link if you guys are interested in getting some yourself for the rose quartz. But you can put those around you, and you both can meditate together to feel each other's energy out, and in understanding a deeper level of who you both truly are. And even if it's not meditation, even on that level, encircling yourself perhaps and being with each other for the moment and calmly talking to each other, having a conversation with each other, can also bring out that energy of understanding each other when 2 people may not quite understand each other. I was told a story about a guy who was upset that because sexually he felt that his wife didn't want to please him, and he understood that she came from work and she was tired and so on and so forth, but he deeply didn't realize that the reason he felt that way is because his own mother had left him. And what the rose quartz can do in a sense is it can open you up to that tender part of you, the vulnerable side of who you are, to seriously look within and talk with people about what you truly feel. It might not be easy all the time. It might be frustrating. It might even be difficult at times. But loving yourself and loving that person, the relationship you're in, if it's that important to you, then the goal should be to grow and evolve what you're creating. In creating, though, however, a relationship, you would most likely do what people would say is an altar. You can create an altar, of course. And what it does is it emits that energy, and think of it as manifestation at its finest. You have to understand that crystals, especially such as the rose quartz, what they are capable of doing is due to the energy that is emitted, the vibration that they are on in comparison to you. They're emitting that energy, and whatever you connect that energy to, it will be implemented. Now, you can look into altars and stuff of that nature online. Like I say to everybody, do your own research for yourself and see if it works or if it doesn't work for you, because it doesn't work for everybody, and some people it does. And that's what I would suggest to people out there. But next, what I would say is number 4. It helps with nightmares. There are times, of course, where we might have nightmares, things that frighten us and bump in the night, as we would say. But it does help with easing nightmares, giving good dreams, to rest well. Sometimes one of the hardest things for us to do is to rest due to maybe stress on our mind about whatever situation we're going through. And it's in your best interest to rest your mind, rest the self, so you can sleep well and go on with life and keep going forward. Otherwise, it might be difficult for you during the day, because I know for me at times when I'm sleeping, I might be sleeping, but my body has not been rested. And that's the thing with most of us, we do not rest, but we're sleeping, and it can sometimes soak up your energy. So look into that for yourself, understanding and understanding how to take care of self and rest well for who you are. And last, number 5, it can help with emotional wounds. Many people may have traumatic experiences, difficult issues, and they don't know what to do. They could be stressing out, they could be going through panic attacks, frustration, or so on and so forth. But you have to understand what it can do is, when placed especially on the heart chakra where that energy center is, because it connects so well with that energy center, it can help you understand those wounds that are affecting you in any sense. We were just talking earlier about the guy and why, because he would lash out at his wife and whatnot, and he didn't know why he was the way he was until he came to a realization. And this was, of course, through other means, of course, through therapy. But he had realized that he himself had a bigger problem with his mom leaving him, which had made him feel had abandonment issues. You could have abandonment issues. You could be afraid of doing certain things. You could be judging yourself because you don't think you're good enough for something. Whatever it is, you have to go within yourself. Everything is within. You can't find it in anything else but yourself, because you are the only one who knows you. If you are a person who creates a vehicle, you're the only one who knows the ins and outs of the vehicle. And since you've been who you've been for how many years you have been, you're the only person who knows the ins and outs of you. So go within. You can use a rose quartz to understand self and grow within who you are. So, in conclusion, what does this have to do, though, however, with the soul in any sense? Some people might be thinking, yeah, what does it have to do with the soul? At your core, you are love. There is nothing else but two elements, and even at the end of that, there is actually only one. The two elements, of course, are love and fear. But even fear at its highest form is love, when it is showing what it cares for. And maybe its own fearful form, but it is trying to protect something out of love. Realize and embrace that love within. Not just love, but the unconditional love. Not unconditional love with conditions. Not conditional love. Not sometimes give love, sometimes not give love. But unconditional love, being genuine and true to who you are. Realizing you are beautiful. You are amazing. You are divine. You are creative. You are beautiful. You are the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. So, to everybody out there, just realize to have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. To everybody, peace and namaste.